Hello everyone, this is Andy's Free Guitar Chart Videos. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers, my Facebook friends, and anyone who's found this video. If you like it, like, subscribe, share, and follow the instructions below to access Andy's Free Guitar Chart Videos Facebook group, where you can see the videos all put together in segments, but in one video. Just set it on 720, not on auto, and you can also see the static forms at fairly good resolution. You just do the plus and the minus on the Facebook to zoom in a little bit. And you can also read my comments if they're a little difficult to read on YouTube. So what are we doing today? Why are we making a video? Because the charts are advancing. Just a little catch-up chart. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about the cello. If you like the cello, the violin, and how the notes are determined, where they are at. So you don't just have to learn where they are by hand like a trombonist might learn. But I once asked one and he said, well, when you go like this with your hand, that's where some note is. Yeah, but what if you got different size hand? I don't know. So, I'm going to put the notes on the cello just like I put them on the violin, and that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks or sooner. So we got chart 376 here, 145 Magic Blues Key Dorian overlay Ionian Root, plus 1 blues note between the 5 and the 6 of the blues magic key, 5 blues note 6. Okay, so the root becomes the Dorian, and between the 5 and the 6 is the blues note instead of between the 4 and the 5, which is in the Dorian, which is in the root key. 4, 5, flat 5. We're going to be in this key down here. Same F sharp G or blues note to G, but it's now the 5 and the 6th of the blues magic key, which is the 4th of the 4th of the root. 4th of the root is F, 4th of the 4th is B flat. So I've chosen this one. We can, you can play any mode over, as we have in the last lesson we talked about. If we go around the circle of fourths here, C is Ionian, no blues notes at all, right? But we can play it over a nice groove like a C7. Like that. And then if we add an F to it and make that C a mixolydian, we play it as it's in the key of F. Go around the 4th. We're going to play in the key of the 4th, but starting on that same C, then we'd have not this note. That's in there, but that's not the note. Okay, so it's a mixolydian. If we go to the blues magic key, which we're going to use now, it becomes a Dorian, so it'd be okay. And then if we add even another flat, it becomes an Ionian. Okay, it becomes an Aeolian. Did I say an Ionian? I kind of heard that ringing through. And to go way too funky, if we want to make it a Phrygian, it'd be like. Okay, we don't want to do that, right? It sounds almost like Arabian or something like that, so it's cool. It's like half diminished a little bit, but it's just too funky for the blues. it starts to, you know, become something different. So I decided to settle down on the, whoa, I'm way up here. Decided to settle down on the B flat. Okay, so let's go up here to today's chart, which is 376. But we're also going to take a sneak peek at 377, where I've done some research on the cello note lengths. That's nut to note. Here's the cello nut. Here's a note. Here's a note. Here's a note. That's nut to note lengths for the 4 possible open string lengths of your normal cello, starting from 68.5 centimeters and ranging up to 69.5, actually 70. Okay, 70 would be the biggest, but we could go 70.5 because I have a program to do it now. All I have to do is change this number and I get all these numbers. So when I get my cello, I'm just going to measure the length of the open strings. Okay, well, maybe they're different lengths, you know, so that's a consideration. So there's something to it. And then we also have today's chart where I started to make the notes that we're going to put on the cello. Okay, and the good thing about this is it's going to be all one sticky strip. It's going to be approximately 14 inches long. So the thing about this is, so this is just the note map where we discuss what we're going to play. Say a string shape, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. These are double string shapes, okay? And we'll talk all about that. We had the other chart. I'll pull it out. All right. By the way, if I look a little hot, I am. I just mowed my lawn in the sunshine. And my mower worked great. It didn't work for 2 years, but it decided this year to work. Figure that out, because I can't. So when I'm talking about those 4 strings in a cello, now this doesn't look like 4 cello strings, does it? But it is. Here's string, I guess let's not get into string 0, string 1, string 4, string 1. Okay, here's the bass string. Down here it goes C, probably C, G, D, and A. So we've got A 5, 6, 7. Sorry, we've got here E root 2, 3. I guess that red just grabs your eye. Okay, but then we're going to want the 4. So we're going to have an E root 2, 3 and a D 2, 3, 4, sharing the 2, 3 in the cello because of the 5th in between the strings. We have to go up to the 4th. So we're going to share these two, and that's the way it's going to work. Then 5, 6, 7 is going to be shared with 6, 7 root is going to share in the G, 6, 7 root. Okay, so it's got sharing, just like that. It's like its own little mini cage system to make it work. Now we'll know what we're doing. Okay, and I don't know about chords on a cello, but I know you want to make some really mellow like bass lines or just melodies. So the way it goes is I made the Excel file, okay, and then I come up with these numbers. Whoops, control instead of come up with these numbers. Look at this. For the 70 centimeter cello, the 24th note is 52.48. For the 68.5 centimeter cello, the 24th note is 51.37. It says 25, but it's really the 24th note because the open string is different, you know, it's the note itself without a distance. So you can see it's less, so it's proportional, and I'm all set when I get my cello. So that's what's going on there. One thing I do want to mention is that this has to be proportioned for the instrument. And it's going to look something like this. In other words, longer notes down here and shorter notes up